Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we will talk about culture and I will drink green tea side by side. It is quarter past 11, so I will drop off in a few minutes, maybe after drinking this green tea. But before that, I wanted to talk about culture and why culture is so important and why we should be uh, so concerned about the culture in which we live. So, whenever civilization developed, culture is formed. There was culture previously, but that was primitive culture. So, gradually, in different parts of the world, in different societies, different culture grew up. So, if we talk about today's society, today's world, then we have innumerable uh, forms of culture. So, in just one country, you will find people practicing different rituals, traditions, which means that they have different culture. Culture dictates an individual's life. For example, if I'm a part of a society and there is one type of culture is practiced, so that culture will influence me. It will influence my opinion, my upbringing, my values, beliefs, my ethical system. So that culture has a strong influence in the growth of my personality, in the development of my worldview. So at the root of it all, culture is an important force. So it becomes extremely necessary when now we are adults and we have been matured. Now we need to understand what does our culture say and whether it is good for your personal or your mental health or it is degrading for it. So every culture has its flaws also. It has its benefits, but it has its flaws. There are certain practices that are not, good, that should be banned, and that should have no place in current contemporary society. But still, those practices are there, and those practices are encouraged by the member of the society of that particular culture. I don't wanna, name any particular, any specific culture in this regard. I just wanna talk as, uh, you know, generally as possible in abstract terms, because I don't wanna hurt anyone's feelings, because everyone loves their culture. But we also know that there are certain practices that are there in our culture. Maybe it has mythical essence, maybe it has historical essence, maybe it has social or political or some traditional relevance, but still there are some practices which are not acceptable at all in our current society, which are not acceptable by the law, by the constitution, or by the charter of fundamental rights, or other institutions. So what I think or what I will suggest is that one needs to be aware in which culture one is living, because that is dictating your life. So now the main point is, as if you have noticed that the culture that you are living is not suitable, and you are the only one, your family members, the whole society thinks that culture is all right, but your conscience says that no, it's wrong, then it's your turn to make a move. Then you have to think, you have to find a strategy to get out of that culture which is not healthy. So how you will do that, that is an individual approach, and I can't comment on that. But the only thing that I would say is that you have to take some action in order to save yourself, save your soul, save your mentality from the influence of that culture or that practices. I will give you one example. This will be a very small example. For example, in schools, you have seen that there are some students, and those are, bullies, and they are bullying others. In that group, if someone enters, that person also becomes a bully. He captures the energy of the group, and he kind of assimilates himself. He kinds of absorb the value of that group and start practicing the same thing. So you see that one member is uh, one member is added to the same group, which, and that group is itself a negative group. So that is the vicious part of culture, of cult, of groups, of practices, rituals, that we need to be mindful. First we need to analyze and understand what's going on, then we can form our strategy in that regard.